Hi, welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. I'm Gabie and I'm here with my two puppy dogs. Oh, there's one. You say hi, Wookie? This one's Wookie. The other one's Moose. And he's hopefully not going to jump in my lap. I'm Gabie's Knit Goodies on most social media, and I dye yarn now, as well as do some pattern designing. But most importantly, I am an obsessive knitter. I knit quite a bit, and this year I've actually planned, well, this January I've actually planned my knitting for the year. This is the first time I've ever done that whole make 9 grid thing and kind of had a plan for the year. So I'm going to talk about some of my projects that I have going on, as well as my future plans for 2022. For some reason, it seems like whenever I sit down to podcast, the dogs get kind of excited that I'm, I don't know, sitting down or something, and it takes them a few minutes to settle. So I took off Moose's collar that jingles, and now he's drinking water. Like, they were sleeping before I started this, but yeah, puppies. Okay. Hi. My dog just finished drinking water, and hopefully he'll be quiet. I have lots to show you. Shop news, I have some new stuff in the shop. I have sock sets. I have this one that is called Monet Water Lilies. If you know the painter, famous paintings of water lilies inspired this colorway. So it's the main skein is water lilies, and then the smaller skein is boysenberry. Sock set in the shop. And I also made one that I'm calling Just Peachy. And it is a light peachy orange color with green specks in there, variety of speckles, and then I'm pairing that with my matcha green tea latte for the heels, toes, and cuffs. And that is also in the shop. You've decided to join me, huh? Don't touch the yarn. You say hi, Moose? Oh, no. Okay, go on over there, buddy. Sit. You stay there. These are Cavalier King Charles Spaniels, and if you know the breed, they are obsessed with their people. They like to be with them at all times, if possible. So if I ever sit anywhere, they come up to me. Okay, Moose, you're not helping things. Okay, I'm hoping my kids can entertain the dog because he wouldn't stop licking me. Alright, so let's talk about yarn. I have the Just Peachy and the Monet Water Lilies sock sets. I also still have a number of these in the shop. And Dark and Stormy, Pumpkin Spice, Matcha Green Tea Latte, Mexican Hot Chocolate, Eggnog, and I have those, I think, in both DK and in fingering weight. And I plan on dyeing some more of those up. I'm not sure if I'm going to dye all of them again, but I might. Okay, works in progress. I have a half object. And I will probably bring this up again when I talk about my goals, because this is actually one of the projects on my goals list, was a toe-up sock. So this is the Trusty toe-up socks. I can't remember what the Tanis Fiber Arts, yes. Trusty toe-up socks. I knit them out of the Monet Water Lilies sock set. So it's boysenberry here and here, and then the water lilies. And in retrospect, I realized I probably should have done the contrasting color on the toe as well. That would have been cute. But I really like it. I did a very stretchy bind off. I haven't done a lot of socks, so I'm experimenting. This is my first toe-up sock that I've done, and it turned out really nice. This is a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then I did a very stretchy bind off, which fits fine, but when it's not on my leg, it looks a little wrinkly. But like when it's on my leg, it works. It's not snug by any means, but it fits. One question I have, this is the first time I've done the Fish Lips Kiss heel, I think. I did heel flapping gusset on my last one. And the one thing I'm a little concerned about, I guess, is that, I don't know if you can even see it right now, maybe if I put it on my foot. There are little holes right there at the side of the toe, and I'm not toe, heel. Is that common with this type of heel construction, and does that make it wear faster, like wear through faster? Yeah. Other than that, I really like it. So half object, nail to make the second sock. I actually did cast on for the second sock. So like I said, it's the Trusty toe-up sock, and you start with Judy's Magic Cast On. And so I've done like 3 rows. There it is. Starting with the toe, and then it'll grow from there. I like the idea of toe up because I feel like, granted I didn't weigh it or anything, but I could have like weighed my yarn, and I would have known exactly like how long I could have gone before I stopped knitting with the base color. So I could have used like all my yarn. But I figure if I have yarn left over, I might make socks for one of my girls, because they both really, really like it. And here is those 2 yarns caked up. Monet Water Lilies with the boysenberry. So I do have quite a bit left for this second sock, so I know I'm going to have a good amount to use for a second sock, and possibly other things. So that's exciting. Okay, another work in progress is very old wib, and these are, all of the yarns are scrap yarns that I've had. And I've showed this a while ago, but I haven't shown it in a while. So it might be new to some of you guys. Anyways, Caitlin Hunter of Boyland Knitworks. That is the designer of this sweater, and this is the Ghost Horses sweater. That is the pattern name. And I'm really excited because I think on the camera you can totally see the horses. In retrospect, I realized that I should have had a little more contrast in that section so that the horses really stood out. So yeah, but it looks good. And yes, this is too small for me. It's not for me. It's for my 10-year-old daughter who really likes animals and horses. So this is gonna be hers. And like I said, it's all leftover yarn or scrap yarn that I had. And this is like a sparkly one, that pink one there. And the one with all of the speckles in it, like the neon kind of green and stuff, is by Trusty Cat, I believe. And it is called Dirty Unicorn. So it's kind of got this like dirty base, I guess, kind of a grayish base to the white. And then it has these pops of color all around it. I feel like the sunlight might be washing out my colors. And then this is just some plain wool yarn that I got at the fabric store. It's like a sock. It might have a little bit of nylon in it too. It's a sock yarn. I think the pattern calls for DK, I believe. And I made this out of sock yarn, out of fingering weight yarn, which I thought would be perfect because it needed to be smaller anyways for my daughter. And this had been put on hold for a while because I ran out of yarn, and so I went to buy some, and I bought some that I thought was like a fingering weight that the color would work, and it's down here. And the color was okay with it, but it was too thick. It was like a heavy fingering weight maybe, or a light, or maybe more like a sport weight, and so it made just this thick, dense fabric that didn't match the rest of the sweater. And I had another sweater that I'd been meaning to unravel because I made it and just didn't ever wear it, and that's what this came out of. So this ended up being perfect because I had started with a little bit of leftover stuff of this, and so now I'm able to finish the sleeves with the Dirty Unicorn, and it matches not only the colors in the body but also the weight of yarn, which makes a bigger difference than you might realize. So I'm excited. I really like the horses, and you'll see on my knitting plans, I actually have a plan to make Ghost Horses sweater for myself out of, probably out of some of this, and I don't know what else. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's finish. That's done. Anyways, so I think those are all of my whips really that I have to show you. I have one more, but it's barely a whip, and I'll talk about that when I talk about my knitting plans. So, knitting plans. I don't ever make knitting plans for the year like this, like knitting goals for the year. I just knit whatever I feel like. One more thing I forgot. The sweater that I'm wearing is a version of the geometric yoke sweater that I have out for test knitting, and I still have plenty of slots available for test knitting in all of the sizes. This is just a different version than the one in the pattern. So if you're interested in test knitting it, please let me know because I really do need test knitters of all sizes. Yeah. So I love this sweater and I wear it all the time. And it's knit out of Knit Picks Hawthorne yarns. Okay, back to my knitting plans. I didn't make 9, and I'll put it up here probably, or just show it like this. If that doesn't turn out well on the screen, I will put up another picture. So I made my make 9, which is very exciting because I actually I had plans to knit some of these things and already have patterns, and I have some yarn for some of them. So it's really kind of exciting to plan it out and actually like put it on paper, put it down so I have, like when I'm finishing a project, like I have an idea of what I'm going to start next, as opposed to starting something and then realizing I really had wanted to knit something else but I'd forgotten about it. Anyways, so let me go over it. My first one is this one up here, which is the Goldwing sweater. by Jennifer Steinglass. Knit.love.wool on Instagram. And I really like how it starts off in one color, and due to the color work, it transitions and swaps from hers, like starts out of this light color and transitions to that like, not tan, like a brownish, goldy brown color. I thought that was cool. My mom actually picked it out for me and purchased the yarn. So I'll show you the yarn I have planned for it. It is pretty amazing yarn. We got this at a sale actually. Still cost a good amount, but cheaper than it would have. Oh, let me say something. All right, it is the Fiber Company, and it is a blend of silk, noil, N-O-I-L, baby alpaca, and merino wool. So there is the tag. Hopefully it is focusing. This color is shale. So this is going to be the top. And I have 2 skeins of this. I've already wound up one of each. And then this one, it's going to be the body. This green color is olive leaf. Olive leaf. And it is green, definitely like an olive green, leafy green. It has these nubbins in it, like kind of thick, thin a little bit. It's a single ply. What else does it say about it? It's super soft, as you can imagine. It's 100 grams, 40% alpaca, 40% wool, and 20% silk. 196 yards for the 100 grams. Made in Peru. So it says it's intentionally crafted with subtle texture and color variances. It does recommend alternating skeins, which I've never actually done. It seems pretty consistent to me. I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to alternate skeins. I might do one of those, I've heard of helical knitting, to transition skeins. And I might look into that. I don't even know what that really means. But I want to show you a close-up of my yarn. I think it'll be beautiful. And it is super soft and super squishy. And it's going to be super warm because it's pretty thick. And technically I've cast it on. So I'm doing well with my knitting plans. So I wound up 2 of them. This one was a little bit, I wouldn't say tangled on the skein, but it wasn't coming off of the Swift very easy. So I ended up hand winding one, which wasn't bad. It's sometimes soothing to do that. Not with like a fingering weight, but with the thicker weight one it was. And then this one wound up just fine. Caked up, oops. You can kind of see that it's a little bit textured. Very soft. And so technically I cast on. So I have the beginning of the neck, and I have chosen to do the rolled neckline like what's in the picture. It seems fairly casual that way, and I don't know, I think everything I have made thus far has a ribbed neckline, so I wanted to give it a try. I hope it doesn't roll too much. That's my only concern. So it'll have like the pearl rolled edge around the neckline, and then something similar I think is around the sleeves. So I've got that. That's the first thing on my make 9. And the next one, ooh, I have to go get yarn for this one to show you. The next one is the Nordiska, I think. I will put the names up here, and everything will be in the description below as well, links to stuff. This is by Caitlin Hunter of Boyland Knitworks. I like the raglan little cable design. I like that there's a lot of room under the arm, and then I really love the color work on it as well. It is 3/4 length sleeves, and I think I might make it long sleeve because I like long sleeves a lot. I don't know. Let me run and get the yarn so I can show you what I have. Again, my mom bought me this yarn. Let's see, between like a birthday and a Christmas, she bought me a bunch of yarn. We went shopping together for it. It was super fun because we caught it at a sale. And the yarn that I'm using for this, I actually used for the Mitts. Different colors, but it's the same yarn brand and same fiber content and all. And it is so soft. So I cannot wait to make the Nordiska out of that same type of yarn. It's gonna be heavenly. So I went and got the yarn. Like I said, I used this same yarn for my Mitts, and it really blooms like beautifully, and it's like fuzzy and soft as all get out. It is Barocco. Someone told me how to pronounce it, but now I can't remember. So there it is. And again, everything will be in the description below. It is 60% extra fine merino, 20% baby alpaca, and 20% yak. And each skein is only, how many? 50 grams, 164 yards. So it's like it's a maybe a sport weight, something like that. It says fine 2 as the size. So I would say it's heavier than like a regular fingering weight. Especially, it doesn't feel like it here, but it plumps up pretty thick. I was surprised. This is color 1306, and that is going to be my main color. I really liked her colors, and so I got something similar. My only debate, so I just need 2 other colors for that color work part. So the debate here is, do I go with this, which is more of like a charcoal and a brown, and then this like oatmeal-y color, or do I go with this one that's like navy blue, and then the brown, and then this. I want to make sure I have a high enough contrast. Right now I kind of lean towards the navy. However, I feel like the charcoal one would match the original pattern sample better. And I really love that. And I like black a lot, so I don't know. We'll see. I might swatch, even though I'm not a big swatcher, and see which one I like best together. But super excited about that. Oh, and then so the blue that I'm considering is colorway 1363. And so that, I think it looks really nice with this brown. And that colorway is 1314. Or the other option, which is what I used in my Mitts top, and that's 1370. So these two, which also look very nice together, are these. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think either one would look good. But super excited about that because it gets so soft when you block it. I have such a big pile here of yarn. How fun is that? Someone's taken my chair. Okay. So my next one, so that was Boyland Knitworks. I think I already said that. Or Nordiska is the pattern name. Don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Ghost Horses sweater, which I talked about that I'm doing for my daughter. Like I said, I want to make one for myself. And Wookie, I had to get off again. So this is her pattern picture. If you can see that, I will put a different picture up if this doesn't look good. I think that I could totally dye up some yarn or possibly use like these two colors together to get kind of a similar feel. I think that could look cute. So the brown and red Mexican hot chocolate, which is coming up very red on the camera. It's definitely brown and red. And then the eggnog one that has those brown specks and stuff in there. I think that could work well. Or I think I'm going to dye up one that I call Coffee with Cream, which is a more overall tan color with some little specks in it. And I think that one with the Mexican hot chocolate would look really good with the pattern. And it would look similar, which I don't know, I always like her color choices. I think they're typically really cute and very much me. Next one on my list, I do not have yarn picked out for yet. It is the Gingerbread sweater by Espace Tricot. And the Gingerbread sweater is a free pattern that Espace Tricot came out with, I think this past year, 2021 for Christmas. And it is a basic raglan sweater. I think it's around a DK weight. And I was thinking it would be fun to use my own yarn and just do more of a plain cozy. I want it to be big and easy to wear sweater. And that one was cute, so I thought I might do something like that. Another one, Magda, if I have that right. I will put her information below. She's on Instagram and on YouTube here. She knit the Sammen Tunic by Mini Me Knit Design. And hers is so cute. She did it in kind of a charcoaly color. And it is basically a whole dress. However, she said it knit up super, super fast. And has pockets. I love pockets. And it's kind of a V-neck, but not like a deep V. So I think that would be really fun to knit. It seems like it would take forever, but she said it flew off of her needles. So hopefully she's right. And then the next one I have on my list is a Coast to Coast wrap by Two of Wands. It's a free pattern if you read it from her, like her blog, where it has like ads in there. And you can purchase it so you can print off like a PDF. And here's a picture of it, the Coast to Coast wrap. I think her name is Alexandra. And she works with Lion Brand yarn. And the yarn is like a heavy worsted or Aran weight yarn. And it's almost a blanket size. So I took, and I've already started this. Here's a picture of what I've got so far. And I used my own yarns for this. So I used a DK weight, which is a thinner weight yarn. And I'm really loving how it's turning out. So it's not like a blanket size wrap. It's more of like a wrap size wrap. It's pretty big still. I don't have it on me right now, but it's not it's not a huge blanket, if that makes any sense. So I like the fact that using the DK weight yarn, and I didn't change any of her like pattern numbers, it just scaled it down just a little bit, so I feel like it's way more wearable. But I can still like, I feel like I'll still be able to wear it like a cozy wrap because it's still big. If that makes sense. I do think that my row gauge though is going to make it slightly shorter than I want. So I think I'm going to have to, the only like real pattern adjustment I'm going to have to do for DK weight yarn as opposed to Aran weight yarn is lengthen it in the middle. So you knit two rectangles basically. So from the bottoms towards the center, and then you graft them together. So I think I'm going to add length at the end of one of the rectangles so that it's just a little bit longer. But I think that's the only pattern modification that I need to make to do it in the DK weight yarn as opposed to the Aran weight yarn. Oh. Yeah, but I'm really liking it. It's mosaic colorwork, so it's slip stitches as opposed to stranded colorwork, which gives the yarn a whole lot, or the fabric a whole lot more stretch than like stranded colorwork. So that one's already on my needles. So I feel like I'm really doing well on my knitting goals so far. The next one, which I've already shown you my half object, but it is the Trusty Toe-Up Sock by Tanis Fiber Arts. Yes, Tanis Fiber Arts. And I'm enjoying them. Like I said, I worry a little bit that the Fish Lips Kiss heel, I think that's what it is not as strong as the heel flap and gusset. But I'm enjoying the process of knitting it toe up. I think that's fun. So I'm halfway done with that one. So I've started one. Nope, I've started two and I'm half done with one. 3 out of 9. I'm already getting going on. All right, and the next one is Alpaca My Mitts by Doodle Bug Yarn Company. And I think they sell kits for this, but I think that the pattern is also available separate. And again, Magda did this on her, she showed it on her Instagram, I think. And she was a test knitter for these. And they're just super cute. They have alpacas on the mittens. Isn't that adorable? So they're fingerless mittens, and they're colorwork, and they have little alpacas on them. I think that's so cute. The last one I have in my queue to knit is Christmas socks, and I really like the ones by Remembrances Pottery. It's the Advent Socks 2020, and I think on her Instagram she said it's a free pattern that she puts out a free pattern for like minis and stuff every year. But these must be the 2020 ones. And I just really like them. And I think leading up to next Christmas, I totally want to knit these because they're just, aren't they adorable? So I guess you have a main color and then you have like minis or micros to do the color work, which is just the cutest thing ever. And I think I actually might, don't hold me to this, but I might dye advent calendars. So that would work really well with the advent calendar, I think. That would be so much fun. Anyways, that is all I have for today. I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of yarn. And I have a lot on my needles already. So 2022 is starting off well. I hope your 2022 is also starting off well. And I will talk to you later.